Welcome to the CrossFit Max podcast.
Hello, team, and thank you for tuning in to another episode. And this is the last CrossFit Max podcast of 2023, which is crazy to think about. We are going to do a full recap on our personal lives over the last year and the business side, the CrossFit Max gym side of things. And we hope that you guys enjoy this episode. If you guys haven't already, please leave us a rating and a review on any of the softwares that you listen. We're hoping that in 2024, we can really get this podcast out to some new people. All right, let's get into our last episode of the year. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's do it. What's up, guys? Welcome back.
Susie here.
To the podcast, your
Brandon
favorite hour of the day. Susie is in quite the cheerful mood this morning or this afternoon.
Brandon told me I'm a different person.
Listen, if
yeah,
you guys
careful, tread lightly, honey bunny.
If you guys have been around a sick pregnant woman for about a month, it's not a very enjoyable experience.
You know what's less enjoyable? Being the sick pregnant woman.
Nothing against you at all, my love. I'm just saying you're a different person. You're much more joyful, and that's not because you were not joyful before. That's just because you were
I'm less violently ill.
Yeah, violently ill. You got a little bit more
pep in my step.
Exactly. There we go. Let's just finish each other's sentences here. Anyways, it is a couple days before Christmas as we're recording this.
It's the solstice today.
But you guys will have already gone through your Christmas.
Oh, well, we hope you were spoiled rotten.
Hopefully you guys enjoyed your time with your family. Hopefully Santa brought you all the most amazing gifts.
Yes.
See? Susie's feeling great today.
I was trying to think of what I wanted to add after and then just said yes.
I'm just going to sip on this coffee while you take over this conversation here.
People don't want to hear your gurgling.
I'm drinking this pumpkin spice Nespresso coffee.
That's because I haven't gone shopping for coffee in a while, and Susie's it's the only one we have left.
Slacking on the coffee duties at the gym.
Look.
But yeah, hopefully you guys had what were you going to say?
Nothing.
Okay. Hopefully you guys had a fantastic Christmas with your family.
And
hopefully,
you were smart with your choices.
Exactly. Hopefully you guys got some good value in our previous episode about, enjoying the time with your family, feeling not too stressed about your health and your fitness, but also not going way over the top on the indulgingness of the holidays. That's the proper word.
Whatever.
But yeah.
Thanks for joining us too for the Christmas Eve workout.
Yeah.
Love that CrossFit Max tradition that we've started.
It's always interesting.
I PR'd my score. Just kidding. We haven't done it yet.
We haven't done it yet, but
we're in the past, guys.
I'm really excited to do the 12 Days of Christmas workout with the crew, which is what's happening in about 2 days from now. But you guys will have already gone through it, so we want to hear from you. How did your 12 Days of Christmas go? If you're a CrossFit Max member, then reach out to us and let us know what your time is. If you're not a 12 days, or if you're not a CrossFit Max member and you're doing a 12 Days of Christmas at another gym,
then it's time to switch gyms.
No, send it to us. Send us the workout. We want to know where in the world you're going to CrossFit. We want to know what your gym does, the format of the 12 Days of Christmas workout looks like,
so we can make sure ours is still better.
We just want to compare, and I want to connect with as many of you guys as possible. So yeah, so for this episode, we are going to
recap
2023. It's the last episode we're going to be releasing of the year, or in the year 2023.
2023 was the year we started the pod.
It's true. It's now been 8 months that we've dropped our podcast. Oh, you know what I should do is I should share the stats that we got from Buzzsprout, which is the software that we put our podcast in that gets released out to Apple and Spotify and Google and Deezer for some of our Deezer listeners.
Matthew.
Okay, pulled out the stats here. Some pretty cool stuff. We have people from 66 different countries in the
That
world.
can't possibly be true.
It's possible, yeah. I mean, this could be someone from our gym that travels around the world and listens to our podcast.
66
There are other
countries.
people. Yeah. I mean, we have Roxanne, who listens.
Jen.
No, sorry. Roxanne is her
Roxanne's
sister.
sister,
Roxanne is
Jen.
our member. Jen is her sister, excuse
She's
me.
in Belgium.
And she's in Belgium. And I see she listens to the podcast, which is pretty cool.
Shout out, Jen.
Yeah. And so we have people from 66 different countries our podcast has made it to. Obviously, we have some people from England, your family.
Yeah.
We have some people from Australia. But yeah, 66 countries is pretty phenomenal.
Cajo listens from Barbados.
Yes. So besides that, we have dropped 36. This will be our 37th episode, I believe.
Damn, that's a lot.
That is a lot. We have podcasted for 1,356 minutes.
That's a lot of minutes we've been together in this room.
It's true. And obviously, it's not including this episode. So we might be over 1,400 by the time this episode drops. Wow. We have had 3,723 downloads.
Damn. So next year, we're going for like 10,000 downloads?
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Yeah, in 8 months to start the podcast, 3,700. Yeah.
Next year, the goal is 10,000 downloads.
The goal is 10,000 downloads. I love it. All right. So yeah, so that's, and I'm not sure how this works, but according to Buzzsprout, it says we're in the top 50% of all podcasts. I don't know if that means downloads. I don't know if that means episodes recorded, but
like popularity wise.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. In Buzzsprout, there's other softwares that, release podcasts, but we're in the top 50% of all podcasts.
I did see or read or hear or maybe made it up. Who knows? Statistic.
Yeah. The research is overwhelmingly clear.
According to something I scrolled past on social media.
TikTok. Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, that I'm so silly.
Susie is a different person today.
Apparently, I left my brain at home. But all of this to say that only 1% of podcasters stick with it for what was it? Oh my God. Forget this. I'm just going to cut this out.
Oh, I would love it. It's something that Harmozy posted.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Well, I think we talked about this in the podcast. So if you release more than 26 episodes, then you're in the top 1% of all podcasters.
See? That's the stat I was looking for, guys. I'm a fact guy.
But what I mean by top 50% is because someone, let's say a celebrity rips out one podcast and they have, I don't know,
1 million followers.
Oh, not even. Let's say they have 50,000 followers.
Well, they're not a very big celebrity.
And
then.
maybe, no, but what I'm saying is, let's say not even a huge celebrity just drops one podcast. And then what happens is they have 1% of their followers listen to it. Then essentially they're going to have more downloads than we will just on that one podcast.
Yeah.
So,
which is total bullshit.
In terms of how many podcasts we've actually done, I think
we're dedicated.
We're
in the top 1% according to that statistic from social media.
The evidence was strong with your research.
So I heard this thing somewhere, and then that makes us so legit.
I'm almost certain we talked about this in the podcast.
I think we did.
Yeah, it was if you download more than one episode, then you're in the top 25% or top 20% or something like that.
Not that you download more. If you
release more than one episode, it was something
basically a lot of people are one and done and they don't stick with it, and we're stick with it kind of people.
It was something 80% of people stop podcasting after dropping one episode.
Yeah,
which is crazy. But again, a celebrity might drop one and they might have 50,000 downloads, and that will surpass our 3,723 downloads.
Yeah, but we have dedicated listeners, okay?
Our listeners are...
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
Our fans, our biggest supporters. But what they don't know is that we are their biggest fans also. So that's why I want to connect with you guys. Let us know where in the world you are.
All 66 countries. We want to know who you are, what you're doing, how you found us.
Yeah. So that's it for the banter topic for today. But we're going to do a little bit of like a personal recap on the year.
Like a bit about our personal lives, because I'm sure you all love to hear about our personal lives, and about the gym, right?
Yeah. We'll talk personal and business. So where do you want to start? Tell them about your personal recap of the year, my love.
Okay, well, New Year's 2023.
Yeah.
Noosa, Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, we went to celebrate New Year's Eve with one of my besties in Australia.
Who left us.
And yes, she used to be, like, she's a friend from Montreal, but she moved to Australia. And we spent New Year's with her, and that was the best way to start 2023. And 2023 has ended up to be a very pivotal year for us.
It was.
It was the year we decided we wanted to be parents.
Yeah.
And then we
It was
started.
the year I decided I wanted to be a parent.
Yeah, I decided like many years ago on my first date with Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
But finally he said yes.
I agreed upon the timing of it.
So that was probably like one of my big standouts, is just starting that process, being confronted with the fact that it is the process for some.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people reach out to us after we opened up on that podcast and were quite surprised in taking 7 months to actually get pregnant.
Yeah, I know, and I'm super aware and grateful that I'm pregnant, and aware that 7 months is nothing compared to many people's journeys. And I just want to make sure I really emphasize that I know it must be really challenging for people who are struggling to conceive or have maybe had a miscarriage or something like that. Like, I just want to be really sensitive to that. But when you're in the thick of it, trying to get pregnant becomes almost like a full-time job, and it was literally all I could think about. Like, it was really, I would say emotionally, this was one of the most difficult years I've had ever, because there's nothing I want more in this world than to be a mom. And feeling like I had no control over if that was going to happen or not was really tough.
Yeah, for
Getting
sure.
emotional thinking about it.
It was a good test of the relationship, for sure.
Yes, and Brandon's stamina. Sorry.
I'm glad
Everyone's like so awkward in their car listening to us now. Like,
I'm glad
yeah,
you put that
we
out
all
there.
know how babies are made, Susie. Sorry, Mom and Dad.
Oh.
Anything
Anything
so that
else
was
you
a
like to share on?
highlight for me. It was also we had in my personal life, I was a maid of honor in 2 weddings this summer. My sister got married. One of my best friends got married. We had actually other weddings as well that we were guests at this summer.
Yep.
So it was a big year. Lots of events. Tell me about your year.
No,
what are your moments?
Actually, while you're saying that, I'm trying to think about my personal year.
We didn't really plan anything. We just started talking for this podcast.
Just turned on the record button, got a coffee. Yeah, I guess it started in the perfect way. We were in Australia, which is an incredible place, and we're going to be there in less than a month now. We're like 29 days before we leave.
The beach, we're coming for you.
29 days before we leave. We're like 31 days until we get there.
Literally.
But yeah, so we started in Australia.
That was cool.
In a dream.
That was the
really
first
cool.
time you've ever been that far away.
Yeah, I haven't really traveled much in my life. I haven't had that opportunity in my life to travel much. But yeah, so being in Australia was incredible. And I think most of this year was consumed by the business.
Yeah.
But I also feel like personally, I mean, I hit 30 years old this year.
I know. You're so old.
And I think I took my fitness to a pretty good level this year.
Hell yeah.
I feel like the last 3 years prior to this year, with COVID going on, the lockdowns happening, I had a huge shift, and I don't know. I went from being a relatively competitive CrossFit athlete to kind of losing a lot of my motivation because I really love the gym. And when gyms were closed from the government, from the pandemic and the government closing everything,
that affected you a lot.
It affected me a lot. I went into, I didn't go into lazy mode. I didn't stop working out, but I would do, like, we had a condo gym, which my God, thank the Lord. We had a condo gym that stayed open. It's not a huge condo gym. It's like a, I don't know, 400 square foot.
Yeah, but it's got the basics.
Tiny stuff. But it has
dumbbells, treadmills, bikes, those things.
Got a couple cable machines.
Yeah.
So I went from being like high level competitive athlete, and that was my main focus, that and my coaching career, to a huge shift of losing a lot of motivation to bring intensity to my training and just focused purely on movement. So I would do like treadmill runs, walking, bodybuilding stuff, but I would never push my limits in any sort of training at all.
This year you sent it.
This year I feel like I took my training back to a really good level. I feel pretty healthy as well. I don't have, in the past I've dealt with knee injuries.
Your legs, they got thick.
I did work a lot on my legs this year. That was the primary focus. Thanks for noticing, babe.
Everyone noticed.
So I've really...
You went up a size.
I went up a size. Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You want to go up a size. Actually, I also went up a few sizes, but that was that's different.
We're pregnant.
Yay! We're baby making.
Can't wait to wear my paternity clothes. But yeah, I actually feel I put on a decent amount of
muscle.
I feel like the last couple years, 3 years prior, I lost my motivation to bring intensity to my workouts.
Right.
The last 2 years, I was able to bring back some intensity, but I didn't have the drive to really go hard in the gym.
Right.
This last year, I felt that all of that has kind of come together. I feel like not just my legs, but I feel my whole body has gotten pretty strong and a lot bigger. Like, I'm wearing bigger shirts now. I'm wearing, like a bigger size overall, but I don't feel like I've put on that much fat, let's say.
No, you're lean. You're just more muscular.
Yeah, like I feel like my arms are bigger, my chest,
like the CrossFit
my shoulders.
Max program is just
it's true,
super effective.
Yeah. And
I mean, I lifted the heaviest shit I've ever lifted in my whole life this year.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm not doing that, but that's good.
But I've hit PRs, which is incredible. That I've been doing CrossFit for 10 years, and I'm still able to that. I'm still able to hit PRs on my back squat, my deadlift. I haven't hit a PR on my clean, but I haven't trained a lot of Olympic lifting. But I'm just feeling naturally really, really great about myself. And
you should. Yeah. You're perfect.
Thanks, love.
You are.
So personally, I feel like I put a lot of emphasis on the business of like running the gym, but I feel like my personal fitness and my personal health has really skyrocketed this year. And I've tried to just share that as much as possible with the members of CrossFit Max. And I feel from a personal side, so taking my business and professional side out, from a person being in the gym, it's really cool to see how many other people have changed the direction of their life in the most amazing, healthy way possible.
100%.
People's mind, it's one thing to say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to lose 5-10 pounds. It's another thing for people to start maybe looking at their food a different way, trying to sleep better at night, trying to go for walks during the day and trying to get 7,000 to 8,000 steps every single day,
or just changing how they approach a workout in terms of like seeing it with a glass half full.
Absolutely.
I think the most rewarding thing that I've experienced as a gym owner in the last year is watching people come in with like self-deprecating humor and develop a can-do attitude. We have a big emphasis on not saying the word I can't.
Oh yeah.
In our gym, and our members know that, and when other people do it, other members call them out. That's sick.
Coach, she just said the can't word.
She said the C word.
She just said the C word. And I'm like, who said that? And I go marching over to them.
Our poor children.
Yeah. But they're
going to be like, our kids are going to be 2 years old and swearing, but like can't say the word can't.
Yeah. Even in the group class yesterday, I put out a aggressive
Yesterday was
Metcon,
intense, correct.
and there was an aggressive time cap. So actually, I want to backtrack a little bit. We are in a 12-week cycle, and that 12-week cycle is leading into the open, which I want to emphasize that towards the end of the 12-week cycle, we're going to be doing a lot more intensity into our Metcons, because I want our members to feel as good as possible for the intensity of the CrossFit Open.
Right.
So yesterday, or this week, I've started to kind of think about the conditioning pieces having more of the open style stuff. So yesterday, when there was a aggressive time cap for people to hit, and people capped themselves because they didn't finish the workout, that's kind of what I wanted for yesterday's workout.
And it worked.
And it worked, yeah. A lot of people didn't finish the workout, but that's okay. Now, some people didn't modify the workout or scale the workout according to them being able to try and finish it.
Right.
They tried to do the RX, which is totally fine, because come the open, that's what they will do. But I wanted people to scale it back a little bit and to try to get them moving as fast as possible. And at the end of the group class, there was one person that came in. So at the end of the group classes, we get everybody to the whiteboard and I note everybody's scores. And one person came up to me and said, yeah, I did 16 minutes and 30 seconds, but I did knee raises. And I went, that's great. This is amazing. You finished under the time cap. Another person came in and said, oh, yeah, I had to modify the weight of the dumbbell. So I only did 40 pounds. And I was like, that's freaking amazing. And then someone else came in and did the exact same thing. And I said, everybody come on into the whiteboard.
Time for a pep talk.
And I talked to everybody and I was like, guys, I don't ever want you to devalue yourself because you couldn't do the RX version on the whiteboard. You guys coming in, you guys grinding it. Think about how hard you were working in that Metcon. You need to be proud of yourself to grind through it. I never want to hear you come and say oh yeah, but I only did this.
100%.
So anyways, I forget where we're going with this, but the mentality of people's training, like you said, I forget how you phrased it. It was really well phrased before, but people's mental approach to training is completely different, as opposed to trying to have those joking.
Yeah, we don't do self-deprecation in our gym.
Yeah, that's the word, self-deprecation. Yeah, so coming in and
or we try really hard to change from self-deprecation, because that you wouldn't say it to your friends, so why would you say it to yourself?
Yeah. Exactly. Don't put yourself down. Lift yourself up. Lift other people up in the group.
Yeah. Speak about your own workout the same way you would say to your friend who said, "Oh, I just did knee raises."
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Oh my god, that's so cool." You wouldn't be like, "Oh, you're a big old loser."
Yeah. Can you imagine? Hey man, what was your time for the workout? 16:30, but I did leg raises instead of toes to bar, and you'd be like, ugh, yuck. You might as well have not worked out today.
Why would you even bother coming? Not gonna happen. So we always encourage people to speak about themselves and their workouts the same way you would speak to your best friend or someone you care about.
Yeah, and that workout was a grind yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like we got a little bit off topic here.
Yeah.
But I
what
think
I'm saying is what I've really appreciated this year is from a people standpoint, I guess.
Yes.
I'm enjoying the community having a full mental shift and also physical change in their health.
Yeah, I think we knew when we opened our gym that we were going to make people physically fit. Mm-hmm. We just knew that. That was what's the point on opening a gym if that's not the goal, right? But I think maybe the thing that has ended up being way more rewarding and less anticipated is seeing people's mindset shift.
Yeah.
And then we have a community of people who are thinking long term of their health, and they are approaching their lives in a different mindset.
Absolutely.
And they're not fearful, and they build confidence, and that translates to everything that you do outside the gym, and ourselves included. I feel like I have personally had so much growth in the last year and a half opening this gym, because I'm I have such a deep belief in myself now that maybe I wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, on a personal side, I think my biggest growth of 2023, although my main focus of the year truly was to get pregnant, and I'm really grateful that I am. I would say, like, on a personal side, like, I've had a massive growth in just self-confidence.
Yeah. I would also say for you, you've got to coach this year.
Yeah,
That's
I
pretty
did
cool.
become a coach this year.
Yeah.
It's so true.
You do yoga training before, but you became like a
I felt
CrossFit
like
coach
a
this
coach
year.
before, but I started coaching CrossFit. And now I feel like really much more confident in that role as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's huge.
It's been a good year. I feel like this year has been a very foundation laying year for us as a couple and as business owners.
For sure.
I feel like we're laying those building blocks, and there's a lot less. 2022 was stressful. 2023 maybe hasn't been easy, but I feel like we've started to get the hang of things and things are starting to run more smoothly.
Yeah.
And I feel like 2024 is going to be a year of growth, like great things.
Yep. I agree with you.
You heard it here first.
I'm excited for the lives that are going to change, that we're going to be able to change and impact in 2024.
And I'm excited for the life we're going to bring into the world.
Exactly. Yep. Which I don't know why I was telling
Our
Susie
kid is
the
going
other
to have so many aunties and uncles. It's insane.
I was telling Susie the other day that we were walking and I feel like I've just been so stressed. Like 2024 is coming. We have to get everything ready. We're going to have a baby in 2024. But then you realize the baby's only coming in June. So it's halfway into the year. We still have some time to prep.
But I will say it will fly by because I feel like it was just yesterday we were having the conversation of like, all right, let's do this. Let's
really?
make a
Did it
baby.
feel like just yesterday?
I mean, no.
I don't feel like it was just yesterday. I actually felt like it was a long time ago.
Yeah, yes and no. Like I feel like it was long and I feel like, oh my gosh, we still have a long way to go. But I think that time is going to go by quickly and all of a sudden we're going to be like, holy crap.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're absolutely right. In June, I'm going to be like, oh my God, it's here. They are here. Boy, girl, not sure what it is.
I can't wait to know.
We'll find out after Australia, by the way, for the listeners.
And don't worry, we won't gatekeep the information. We'll tell you.
We'll tell the world.
We're not secret keepers.
People ask me all the time, what do you want? I don't care. Boy, girl, I am happy either way. You ask Susie, it's got to be a girl.
No, it doesn't have to be a girl. You can't say that on the podcast because then if our baby's a boy, they're going to hear this podcast and be like, Mommy didn't want me. It's not true.
That's not true. The baby's not going to listen to this podcast until they're at least
It's true. There's
10,
no way our kids are going to give
old.
a shit about our podcast.
There's no way they're listening to this in 15, 20 years.
No, just to clarify, I just have a fantasy of having a baby girl one day. But I would really like to have both girl and boy children in my life, and I plan to have multiple children. So the first one, I feel like the pressure is kind of off.
Yeah.
Obviously, I do have a slight preference for girl, but I feel like it's bad to say that because I don't want people to think I'm unhappy if I'm pregnant with a boy. My gut instinct is telling me it's a boy because I've been dreaming of a baby boy.
Yeah.
But if you told me I could choose, I would pick a girl.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll be happy with whatever we get.
Yeah, you heard it here first, guys. Our real, raw, unfiltered Brandon just throwing me under the bus here.
All right, let's keep recapping.
I wish I was one of those cool pregnant chicks who's like, as long as the baby's healthy.
Well, that's most important. That's
I know.
what I'm like.
I know, but anyone who says they have zero preference, I'm like, lies.
And do we have anything else we want to recap in the 2023?
I'm trying to think because I'm like, what if we missed something?
I know in the business side of things, there's a few things that I want to talk about that I think is pretty cool.
On the personal side, I feel like we've kind of touched the major things.
Yeah.
Like we talked about each of our personal growth.
Yeah.
And I had a one-track mind this year.
Yeah. From the business side of things, because we can go into a few things on the business.
Talk about it.
The business had a pretty huge growth. It's the first.
I was going to say our best year of business, but it's our first full year of business.
Yeah. Last year we had like 2 or 3 months of opening the gym, and then we had less than 4 months of being actually open in 2022.
Yeah.
So in terms of
we got the keys in July.
Before July.
June. We got the keys in June.
Was it June or May? I think it was May.
No. We got approved in
June.
May.
Yeah, and then we got the keys almost right away.
In June.
Sure.
It was June for sure. It was not May.
Okay. So June, July, and half of August was spent opening in 2022.
And then being open was
for
as
like
of August.
3.5 months. And then, yeah. And then
this is our first full year of business.
First full year, yeah. We had a decent amount of changes on the interior side of the gym.
Yeah, improvements.
We had, it started with the mural being posted at the very, very end, like December, going into
Christmas
January,
break, yeah.
when we were in Australia, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So that was I feel like aesthetically that was a massive
I feel like
growth
it
for our
builds
business.
Community to have the mural painted on the wall.
Yeah, it adds a nice, I don't know, it just adds a nice wow
homey,
factor.
Homey vibes.
Yeah, it's something for people to be proud of when they walk in.
Yeah.
It's got a cool flash to it.
Yeah, I feel like it really it really represents who we are.
Yeah. And it was the vision we had. Paint the entire gym black and white and then fill it with color as the process goes on.
And by color, we mean pink and blue stuff.
Yes. Yeah. And we started with that at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
We had obviously our wall ball lines painted at the same time.
Yeah.
The pink and blue
She's so talented.
wall ball signs. We had our signage put out.
Yeah, we got our sign outside the front. That was a big deal. That happened this summer.
Yep. So that was pretty epic
We
moment.
built this podcast room. We built the massage room.
Yeah. In terms of employees, we had a little bit of switching of
Yeah, we did
coaches.
have a bit of a switcheroo. We went from an all-guy team to an all-girl team.
Yeah.
Because girls rule and boys drool.
Yes, exactly. So we got to meet Mel, who's our massage therapist,
Yeah.
who's a wonderful person, and she does
Blessing.
such a great job here, which I have my massage in an hour from now.
Lucky
Whoop, whoop.
dog.
But yeah, so adding Mel was a fantastic addition. We got to meet Amanda. She just randomly reached out to us looking for a job.
She was literally a little fairy that came into our lives
Yeah. And
at the perfect time.
and she's been killing it here for the last few months now.
Yeah.
Which I'm excited for her growth as a coach. Like I'm excited about her
Developing.
her coaching career
Yeah.
in the year 2024. I really want to help provide her with all the tools that she needs inside our business.
Just very, very, very recently, we started onboarding Maria, training our first
Exactly.
in-house coach.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Those are really big deals.
I'm also excited for Maria as she's just another beautiful soul. So she's going to be a wonderful
Love
coach.
this girl. Love her.
She will be doing her level 1 really, really soon, which I'm excited for in March.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, so in terms of the coaching staff, there's a little bit of a switch. And like you said, we're all women now.
Yeah, I love it.
And we also got the decals for all of our rowing machines, skis, and bikes.
Now all of our machines are decked out in flashy pink CrossFit Max stickers, and it is very cool.
Yeah.
Mark my words, all the gyms are going to be copying us soon.
Oh, yeah. And then we also painted this like mezzanine area along with building out the podcast room, building out the massage room.
Yeah, the gym got a facelift.
Yeah.
Next year, we're going to get some more equipment.
Oh, yeah. We already got a list of
Boxing Day sale list. We're hoping there'll be a Boxing Day sale.
a few things. Yeah. I think what we'll do is in our next podcast, we'll talk about things.
The goals for next year. Yeah.
The goals for 2024.
Sorry. Classic me jumping the gun.
Classic. That's all right, love. We're always trying to get ahead. And yeah, so in terms of like aesthetics of the gym, we had a lot more vibrant colors, a cool massage room, a cool podcast room, and this podcast has been a fun addition.
Launching the podcast was one of my favorite parts of the year.
Yep.
And let's talk about we've grown substantially in the number of members and the number of people attending our classes.
I should have checked this before we got on this podcast, but I think we were about 50 members.
Probably at the start of the year, yeah.
Start of January.
And we're like not quite at 100.
We're not quite at 100. We're at 90.
What?
Yeah.
95?
Yeah, something like that. We're really, really close.
We just, every time we get close, someone else goes on vacation or something.
Yeah. So we'll
stop teasing us, people.
For sure, without a doubt, 2024, we're going to get over 100 members here.
Yes. The goal is what? 150 or 200 for the year?
I think for 2024, I would like to hit 150.
Oh, shoot. I've done it again.
Yeah. But
forget that. We'll talk about that next week.
yeah. So
I'm sorry.
I would say we've comfortably doubled our membership
Yes.
this year.
And we've doubled our monthly revenue.
Yeah.
So we're not as stressed now. We're able to like run the business. We can pay salaries and our rent and our utilities.
Our utilities, yeah.
Hydro-Quebec
Sucks.
thieves. Literal thieves.
Yeah. But besides like the membership growing, we've also put on some incredible events as well.
I think that is something that really sets us aside from other gyms.
Yeah. Even we did the other day, we brought all the food to the West Island Mission. All of our members came together to donate. We had like 2 full cars packed with like non-perishable foods that we donated. And yeah, it's incredible.
I feel like CrossFit Max has done a lot for the community this year. We also were able to donate almost up to $4,000, like just under $4,000 to the Quebec Breast Cancer Foundation and from our fundraiser in October.
Fred and Justin, they raised
like
throughout the month of November.
Total or something?
I think. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like together, they raised about $3,000 for Movember for men's mental health and testicular cancer. Is it?
Yeah, mental health, testicular cancer, colon cancer.
Yeah.
So
as a
side
community,
note, do you miss the mustache?
No. I didn't hate it. Like I didn't hate it. It's just, you're so much more handsome without it. You're just perfect now.
Oh, thanks, love. I wasn't perfect for the month of November. Well, I was for the first week just after that.
There was some days where I just wished it wasn't there. But now you're perfect in every way. Yeah. I wouldn't change a thing.
But I would say the community came up big for both of those fundraisers.
100%. We really, as a community, I feel like when anybody in the community has something that needs support, we rally. That's cool.
Yeah.
We created that, babe. We did that.
It's pretty cool.
Fucking cool.
Yeah. So I would say, I'm trying to think, is there anything else from the professional side? There's a lot that went on this year. And I'm just super excited for 2024.
Yeah.
Business, personal, 2023 recap was, I feel I learned a lot.
But I really do feel like this was the foundations. Like we really we're setting ourselves up, and hopefully our second full year of business will be the year where we can feel like we're really growing.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's a good way of putting it, love.
Thanks.
And of course we got to meet so many new incredible people. So
the relationships that we formed are just like even friendships that I was maybe already friends with people but got much closer with them through the gym has just been heartwarming. Yeah. I'm getting emotional. Might be the pregnancy hormones.
No, go back to Susie an hour ago.
I'm happy. These are happy tears.
I'm just kidding. Do we want to name our client of the week?
Yes.
Let's do it. We have met this person. I don't know how long it's been. 3 months? 4 months? This person kind of came towards the tail end of the year, I believe. And they kind of came in a trio.
Okay.
But we wanted to put this person specifically as the client of the week because
she's just a ball of energy.
Big ball of energy.
She's so...
But a very tiny person.
Yes. Teeny frame, big energy.
Big energy and very strong.
Yes.
So our client of the week is Nat. So thank you, Nat, for being such an awesome member. I've really enjoyed coaching you in the group classes. I've really enjoyed your energy in the building. Every time you walk in, it's always a fun energy. You come in with Aimee and Abba.
Yeah.
And just your energy has been so fun in the groups.
I didn't go pew 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 pew.
Oh shoot!
I was like, something feels different.
Yeah. Did you have a little story you want to share on that?
Okay, so yesterday in real time, so last week when you're hearing this podcast, we were doing 3x10 back squats, and I was coaching the group class, and Nat was in my group class, and she was paired up with Maria, Coach Maria, and they were sharing the barbell. And they were doing slightly different weights, so they
And
were changing the weights in
I
between.
would also say Maria is very strong.
Yeah, Maria is extremely strong. So is Nat, but Maria is like next level. Anyways, so Nat is sharing the bar with Maria, and she does her set of back squats at 115. And then she plans to add 5 pounds on either side to do the next set at 125. These are sets of 10, so lots of reps. And so she adds the 5s, and she goes to start squatting. And I look at her, and she's squatting and really looks like she's struggling. She's done 2 squats. So I'm like, Nat, let's rack the bar. Let's take those 5s off and let's hit it again. She does her 10 squats.
And she's probably smiling this whole time.
She does her 10 squats and she's like, oh my gosh, I'm like really struggling today. I'm like, well, you did jump by like 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And she was like, what? And she didn't realize that there were extra 10 on either side of the barbell. So she actually ended up doing 10 reps at 135, not at 125. And originally when I had asked her to take the weight off, she was already at 145, which was just a bit of a stretch. It was so funny. And she was like, oh, that's why it was so hard. And I was like, well, look, you just lifted 10 pounds more than you even thought you could. So, so cool.
I think
she crushed it. It was adorable.
That's one of the fun things about Nat is she hasn't really learned her limits yet.
She's still in the exploratory phase.
Yeah. So, yeah.
And she's game. If you tell her add weight, she'll add weight.
Yeah. She always faces it with a challenge, but I feel like she's always smiling too and always ready for the challenge.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that. I appreciate her.
I love that, they joined as 3 friends and they really do hold each other accountable and they have really blended into the community so nicely.
Yeah, they've been a wonderful addition to the CrossFit Max community.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we hope that you guys crushed your 2023.
Tell us your highlights of 2023.
Yeah.
Maybe what this year feels like it represented for you. I would love to hear that from other people. Maybe you had some life changes this year that you want to share with us. We love to hear it.
Maybe there's people that you've connected with in the gym that you might want to highlight as well.
Yeah.
Connect with us. Anytime you guys send us a message, we always respond pretty quickly. And we always love hearing from you guys.
We sure do.
Yep. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys got some good value out of this podcast. We hope that your 2023 was as epic as ours was. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
2024.
Whoa, that's crazy. All right, guys. See ya.
Bye.